how did you go about initiating the steps to get you to where you want to be as a creative?
Well, I think that's really interesting because even now it's kind of the model of doing everything scared, even though you can recognize that you have this gift, having to express it can be really intimidating. And for example, when we had family functions, the family could find out like that I could sing and they'd be like, Kiara, can you please sing for us? And I would like go and run away. And so I think that just taking that time of practicing and constantly rehearsing not only your gifts in front of people, but your mindset of I am enough, I can do this. It's a constant rehearsal that I think a lot of artists have to go through. And I think me just being the curious person that I was, the environment that I actually grew up in, there wasn't always many opportunities for someone like me to be able to get the chance to be the artist that I wanted to be. And so I would research, I would try and present things to my parents because my parents aren't artists. And they were just really excited for me. And so I think just constantly making those small steps, and also where there isn't an opportunity, creating one. So I would do these small original projects when I was a child that have been the segue of me also doing that in my adult life.
Also, speaking of adult life, I know that you are a recent college graduate. So I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about that and just ask, why was it important for you to pursue higher education after high school? I know a lot of people, like, for example, I believe Summer Walker, she was someone who pursued music right out of high school. I know SZA, she left college to pursue her musical career. But why was it important for you to pursue a higher education instead of immediately going to pursuing acting and music?
My story kind of took a turn because when I graduated high school, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna take the gap year. I'm gonna do this artistry thing full time. My parents are like, can you please just go to school? Can you please try it out? And so I did. I went to Kennesaw State University for about a year and a half, and I was pursuing theater. And then life took a turn, and I just had this really amazing faith experience where I felt like God was calling me back to Augusta. And so I finished out getting my bachelor's in communication, and it was a crazy journey. But what I'm happy that my parents did, because there's so many times where I had, the college feels, I'm like, I ain't gonna make it, I gotta drop out now, I'm gonna have to do some other things. I'm so happy that I stuck through it, because what I found out is college isn't just about you going to school and about going to classes. It's about the developmental period that you go through and the person that you become and the relationships that you build and the endurance that you have when you're like, okay, I started and I actually made it to the finish line. So whether somebody chooses to go higher education or they choose to take a different route, it's all about you learning how to endure and pushing yourself. And so that's what it ended up meaning for me.
I just also wanted to know, outside of college, once you graduated and you got your degree, how did you come across the role opening for Praise This? Was it something that you saw immediately after you got out of college, or was it something that you happened to stumble across? What was that experience like for you, and how did you find out about it and get information on how to audition?
I love this question so much because it is the most wild story ever. So the opportunity presented itself actually 2 years ago in 2020. So I was going to school. This was the time where I was at Augusta University when the pandemic broke out, and everything was becoming virtual. So I started sharing a little bit about myself more online, and I was becoming very active through social media. I got to connect with someone that I knew from childhood who was like a mentor, and she shared the audition with me, and I didn't think anything of it. I was like, okay, that sounds cool. I'm gonna submit a picture. I'm pretty sure I didn't even submit the picture right. And I didn't think anything of it. So I was like, okay, I'll just do it. Then I heard back from the casting director, and they were like, can you submit a video? I'm pretty sure I didn't do that right either, but I was already in the practice of, just getting in front of the camera, expressing myself. And so that went through, and then they sent me an audition. And so I got the audition, but then I didn't hear anything back. And I was like, okay, well, maybe they went for it with somebody else. And it just stopped there. So my graduating semester of this year in 2022, I was coming out of class about the time of February. And 2 years later, I got this email just saying, are you available? And I'm like, am I available? I will make myself available. And so I just kept hearing that. So I heard that, but then it was like 3 weeks had passed again. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't know what's going on, because, you know, they have to keep things pretty low key. And then eventually, fast forward, they reached back out, and it was so amazing because, like I said, I didn't really know what I need at the time of 2020. I didn't have an agent or anything, but then in 2021, I just had like this desire. I'm like, okay, maybe I should get an agent. And then when the casting director reached back out and was finally like, do you have representation? All of that got connected. Before I knew it, I was auditioning. And then on the day that I walked across the stage is when I got the email that my tapes were being sent to 𝙏𝙐𝙍𝙏, which is a producer over this project. And then a couple days later, after graduation, I got the call from my agent, was like, congratulations. I said, go God, hey. I was so, it's a miracle. That's how I got it, a miracle.
Can you kind of give me a little bit on what it's been like working for Universal Studios with 𝙏𝙐𝙍𝙏 and the amazing list of stars that are also inside of this movie? Can you just tell me what your experience has been like working together with them?
It's been such a beautiful journey, so many full circle moments of artists that I've watched. I'm just like, what? Like, I get to work with them. You know, names such as Chloe Bailey, Druski, Koryn, Hawthorne, Angelika Washington, Jekalyn, Carr, all of these amazing talents has been super phenomenal because, you know, you can see people online, but everything that they've portrayed is who they are. Coming in as a newbie, in a way, as a newcomer into the entertainment industry, they welcomed me with open arms. And I would say being around such greatness is exactly what I needed, because it's pulled so much out of me. Things that I've kept hidden, things that I didn't even know were inside of me. Being in a room with actors, singers, dancers, it showed me what I was actually capable of. And so it's been such a beautiful journey, and I'm so excited for everyone to see the project that we've come up with.
But can you tell me a little bit about your character and the role you play in Praise This, and how you resonate with that character, if you do, on any level?
Yes, I definitely resonate with my character. And so the film does come out in 2023. So closer to time of release, I would love to reveal a lot of stuff. But overall, the story encompasses this journey that follows different youth choirs and the different competitions that they go through. And so I'm really excited for people to see the comedy in this film. You're gonna laugh.
What are we gonna do?
I've been praying all night. God gonna come through. I gotta smash. You blessed her with that ass. With that ass.
You gonna mess around and get an STD humping that
And it
floor?
ain't gonna be a sanctified transmission.
It's such an uplifting, inspiring story. And with my character, the thing that I resonate most with her is just the journey that she goes on, trying to figure out who is she in this world, and how does she break out. Like, how does her personality shine forth? Who is she as part of this youth choir? And so I'm just really, really excited for people to get more stuff closer to time of release. And I love that question. Thank you for asking that.
You're very welcome.
I changed the music. What? It's gonna be great. We are terrified.